There we go.
Why, dear viewer, it seems as though you've finally noticed my irresistible charm.
Absolutely
I promise
irresistible.
not to disappoint you with my sassy replies from now on. You shan't know what hit you.
Alright, she switched gears now, Buttersnuffs. She's changed. She's completely different. Alright. So, I've already, I kind of replied to this one a little bit, if I'll be honest with you, because I had to say something, and I just wanted to say, like, yeah, I had a duel that was pretty ridiculous, because the person overcompensated. I was gonna show it, but I'll show it next time I play Yu-Gi-Oh, because I do want to play Yu-Gi-Oh again at some point, probably after the event. Because what was it? I think it was Snake Eyes. Yeah, they did the standard Snake Eyes combo. They made the fire lady, the pyro lady, Link monster, all that crazy good shit. And then I fucking bricked, like I couldn't do anything in response. So I just passed. I totally just passed. And then they were like, oh, so you're just gonna give me another turn? Alright, I'm just gonna push for lethal then. And then just like kept comboing all the way up to Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker was their only monster. They banished a card and attacked me and didn't kill me. I was like, why didn't you kill me? That was your one chance to kill me and you blew it. Which is crazy because he had Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer out, and like, why didn't you kill me? You wanted to kill me, you didn't kill me. And then funny enough, from that point on, I just happened to make like the standard hero combo. I was like, all right, well, guess that's it then. So it's a funny brick though. I literally couldn't do anything. But I learned something. I learned something from that duel. Turns out, I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I didn't actually read the fucking field spell for Snake Eyes. That only comes into play if you were to normal summon or special summon a monster. Same goes for the pyro lady in the graveyard. Only if you special summon a monster. If you just don't do that, like if you just set a card, they can't do anything. It's like, wow, why is this a critical flaw for Snake Eyes? It just don't do anything. Also, people are, yes, they are complaining about Snake Eyes at the festival. There's a lot of Snake Eyes cards. It's either Snake Eyes or some variation of Vis's Starfrost, whether it be Scareclaw, Kashtira, or Telements, or just a combination of all of them, you know? Every single one. It is a little ridiculous. It is a little ridiculous. But no, I want to go to the fun end, because I don't think I read everything. This is not by Admiral. My game is dying inside. It's like lagging and stuttering all the time. Whoa, what is wrong with your game? My guy. I sent this one to KBJ because I thought it was funny. This was still like this month. I know it only saves the last, like, it says active topics. I don't know what it determines as active topics. I guess something that was replied to within the last month, I think, is how it would determine this. I don't think I went all the way to the end of the list, but what's the problem is a lot of these old posts end up getting like brought back again from the dead, and then I'm probably gonna pass over them somehow. Somebody's gonna have to say yes to this. Everyone is still using Telements. Hang on. Is Telements still worth buying? I never played Telements during the first release, and it got hit again and again. Unsurprisingly, I've seen it go well with many decks recently. Is it worth buying?
No. If you're playing standard and don't go first, you don't have a chance. I don't see why they even have a ban list when people are still locking the game down first turn.
Dude, fucking Corazon? Man, you're pretty butthurt about this whole thing, aren't you? You don't need other people's validation. What matters is it worth it to you? Oh, different person. Okay. Unfortunately, yes. The Telements deserve to burn in the deepest pits of hell, along with Snake Eyes. If you're going to play decks it works with, it's probably worth it. They already hit fucking hell. They already hit the deck more than it deserved. It's not likely going to get, oh my god, my brain. It's not likely to get much worse, and it's still a functional engine that can be thrown into many other decks for a significant power boost. It's not really viable as a pure strategy, but you can play Tearlaments and Zombies, Light Swans, Dragon Maids, Branded, Viscous Piles, I like Viscous Piles, and dozens of other decks. They are pretty versatile. I don't think I've seen anybody use Tearlaments and Light Swans though, but if I had a gun to my head and I had to pick using Tearlaments, I'd probably put them with Light Swans, because that seems to make the most sense to me. You have an archetype that mills for fusions, and you have an archetype that just mills in general. It just seems right. Oh yeah, right, the Corzin. Did Corzin ever, like... ever respond? Also, yeah, there's the other thing too, like, these modern decks, like Viscous Frost and shit like that, and Labyrinth and things like that, most of their cards are all ultra rare. As a casual player of the video game, it is baffling to try and get all of these ultra rares. Now, that being said, technically, making an Omni-Hero deck is equally as cancerous, because like half of the cards are ultra rare. It is absurd. I guess any high-end deck is going to have most of the ultra rares in it, which is fair. But then you got things like Blue Eyes, and it's like, why are the Blue Eyes cards ultra rare? They're not that great. Like half the fucking Blue Eyes deck is ultra rare. They're still very strong but aren't cheap to invest into, and Konami has a tendency to hit older decks that have been in the metagame for a long time.
Well, that's true for a deck that cannot stand on its own anymore. It's really expensive. That's why I'm not sure to invest in it.
That's the other thing too with like more modern Yu-Gi-Oh decks as well is, I know Snake Eyes hasn't been hit yet, but I feel like it's going to get hit pretty soon. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how the TCG looks currently. I've only seen Master Duel, but like, getting into a deck like Kishtiras, for example. I know Kishtiras have been hit a little bit. A lot of their crap is limited now, but like, it's hard to like a deck and then have the deck be banned. It's like, well, I spent all this time and money making the deck and now it's useless. Catrix. That's true. Where is Deathseer? I want to know what Deathseer is up to these days. I really want to know. Mopey, what in the heck is that?
Oh, dear viewer Mopey
Branded Deathseer very weak.
You really do have quite the vivid imagination, don't you? Keep in mind, we're on my
Wait, what do you mean weak? Is this by Admiral? It is by Admiral. Okay, I'm not reading that. Admiral, you can fuck off.
I'm sure there's a place for
I'm not
that
falling
sort of
for it
thing.
again.
Probably somewhere uncomfortably close to the loony bin. Now,
What?
shall we move on to a topic that's not derived from the whims of your questionable humor?
Questionable humor, she reckons. Who's Admirable? He just I can tell you right now. Catrix, you want to see who Admiral is? Try reading this.
Why is Despia? Sorry, why is Branded Despia too weak? Please say me how I defeat Gentleman Burn deck. Please, how I defeat it. I has no counter card. I was second. He play Lord of Heavenly.
But you get the idea, all right? All of his posts are like that. All of his posts are like that. Fucking hell. How do I Ash Unchained? It's a good question. I actually don't know where a lot of the Ash hits are. The only Ash hit I know is the one against Snake Eyes. I don't know about any other ones. You just scored for games? Oh my god. Catrix, you're really rolling out the red carpet for deaths here. At gem prices. Have I read this? I think I have read this, because it's by Fat Angry Bastard. I must have read this. I had to have. That's been the only redacted thing anyone plays is giving me cancer. Wait, I don't think I read this. Hang on. Baroness de Fleur must be banned. This was 2 years ago. Well, you got your wish. Maro Angel P. You did me the meme? Okay, okay, hang on. Let me check. Oh wait, this better be worth.
We must make sure that you do not appear here again. Bailiff, whack his pee-pee.
What? What? Thank you, Mopey. Thank you.
I insist. There is so much cards that you cannot defeat like a Baroness de Fleur. Blue Eyes Rituals too.
What do you mean you can't defeat the Blue Eyes Rituals? You mean Chaos Max? You having trouble with Chaos Max, mate? I feel like Chaos Max is a little bit easier to defeat than Baron, alright? It'll probably never be banned. Oof. Never be banned? Really? Damn, what a day we live in. Blue Eyes cards don't. Yeah, nothing is gonna fucking hit Blue Eyes. There's nothing ban-worthy about Baroness. It is a strong card, certainly, but there are way stronger cards out there. It's just so funny being in a post-Baron world where Baron got banned. Damn.
But it's almost certain victory for who can summon Baroness. Can destroy one card and negate one effect. So, in the first turn the opponent summoned that card, you almost lose the match.
But if it... What's the name again? Marrow, if it's the only card they have, though, then it's fine, alright? Then it's fine. Also, I feel like people making Baron on the first turn is a bit weird. It's just one Omni Negate. Granted, it's an Omni Negate on demand, to be fair. You don't have to wait and, like, get an unsearchable trap card or something like that. But I feel like Baron is more threatening on turn 2, because then it can destroy and negate any graveyard effects that might happen from the destruction. That's a little bit more crazy. That's just modern Yu-Gi-Oh! You get used to it. Yeah. Happens.
Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is summoning show. Dual monster is dead. From Pendulum and the Link, Yu-Gi-Oh! Become trash.
This guy. I wonder what he must have been like going through the Pendulum era. Fucking hell, mate. I'm actually amazed that Konami realized that having pendulums at full power and also having links at the same time would be insane. I know they're never gonna bring it back. I know they never will. But man, I miss the days when pendulums were good. Those were fun. Like, yeah, I'll just drop my whole hand on the field, destroy it all, drop it back again. Fuck it. It's fine. If you're losing to a single card, that's probably a you problem. Is Baron de Fleur annoying? Yes. Can she print any extra? I think I read this before, actually. I think I have read this.
The real problem is Yu-Gi-Oh! Becoming summoning show.
I have read this, actually. Okay. Summoning show. Missing Yu-Gi-Oh! Is good. Yeah. I like the skill comments when it comes to old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to be about skill. What was the skill, my man? I feel like that's one claim I don't think I can get behind, even being a fan of old Yu-Gi-Oh! Current Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a higher skill ceiling than old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like, oh, I drew Regeki, what am I gonna do? Not use it? Where's the skill in that? I drew Mirror Force, what am I gonna do? Just keep it set while my opponent kills me? What's the skill? What the fuck is the skill? Sorry, ban all the decks I can't afford. It makes me feel classist and poor. Oh shit. I'm sorry, Eccentric Whale. Oh, I have seen this. Okay. Is there a... I'll just search for something, because, what's the word? It doesn't show... It only shows the most recent, like, monthly posts. It doesn't show, like, every post that's ever been, like, made to the community. I would like to see some more funny posts, but I can't search by date. I wish I could. Instead, I'll just search for meta and see what happens, because people like complaining about the meta. Skill, it's all deck building. I don't know what the part of the heart of the cards would have been. Oh, let's go to fucking right at the end. Hell yeah, hang on. Let me go back a little bit. Let me go back a little bit. Fucking hell. Alright. There was an input to my Galaxy deck. As far as platinum. As far as platinum, eh? Really? You're not gonna go further than that? Alright. Super cards such as Maxi, Asbottom, Cold by the Grave, etc. What are some of the good deck archetypes? I mean, there's a few. You got Snake Eyes. I've heard Snake Eyes is pretty good. Also, speaking of, I wonder what happened to Dragon Maid. I'm trying to think. Something... It might have been Maxi or something like that, because, I feel like Dragon Maid was pretty strong for a time, but then when the whole Scareclaw shit and Kashira stuff happened, it's no longer like... You never see it. Practicing draws like in GX. Yeah, are they drawing the fucking egg sandwiches? Are they looking for the golden egg buns? Good rare and common staples. I have rarely ever seen anybody use a Pointer of the Red Lotus. Also, compulsory is pretty good. It's actually a pretty decent card. Oh my god. Okay, gems for the cheating. Hold on. Yeah, well, the title says it all. I think we should get at least 3,000 gems due to the recent cheating event cards. What do you mean, cheating event cards? Excuse me? What skill does it play to take you? Because, like, I'm trying to think of the decks that I used to use back in the day, and just think, like, where does the skill come into play? And honestly, how does that differ to current modern Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, how is that skill any different to the skill nowadays? I just want to know. Because the most I can think about is, like, activating effects. And, like... what's the... Ah, yes, the skill of waiting a turn. Setting one card and passing. That's some good skill. I like that. That's good skill. Anyway. Do the recent cheating event cards cost money? This isn't an ordinary simulator. This is a Konami game. And the new XYZ event is coming up. What do you guys think? I won't be replying because I'll be on Master Duel. But I'm making this post, but I'm not going to reply to it. I just want to know what you guys think. But seriously, I hope they don't mind. Oh, sorry, I hope they don't think we're all not thinking it. Wasted duels, wasted time, and time equals money. So it adds up to me. Are you saying that you want free gems because you keep getting your ass beat? Is that what you're saying? 3,000 gems. Too much. Is it because the event, like, you don't like XYZ cards for the XYZ event? And you just want all the gems anyway because you'll be able to get with the times and beat the XYZs? 20 is a good amount. That's fair. That's fair. This guy, I swear to he's fucking everywhere. He's been in like all the posts I've seen. Not sure why anyone would be on the receiving end ever say something is too much. 3k certainly wouldn't break the back of this game. Not that I expect that much. Another 1k would be just as much as I expect. There's 1,000 gamer gems for $10 million. Who knows? Maybe we'll get something. And his trust in redacted. Konami? This is the poster, right? That guy? Yeah. I thought he said he wasn't going to reply because he was on Master Duel. I have Stockholm Syndrome vibes, guys. This is Konami official game, meaning that 1, they do have the gems, and it's never too much to ask. And 2, this is a breach of trust. So financial compensations, a breach of trust. What the fuck happened to you, Kami? What? Oh, is this because of the fucking the people who were like fucking cheating the game and like getting instant wins? Is that what it was? Using because I don't know what happened in the first like month of the game's life cycle. Bitching in your kitchen. Fuck. It's the half-finished game. Goddamn. Goddamn. Oh, I would love to see tag duels, by the way. If there's ever a game mode I want to see, it's definitely tag duels. I think that would be cool. Best deck for a newbie, eh? What do you got? What's the best deck for a newbie? Snake Eyes? I don't think Snake Eyes were out at this time, by the way. If we're talking cost, then most people recommend something from the selection packs. From the selection packs? You mean the packs that are constantly changing every like month? That's why Eldritch was so common when the game came out. It was so easy to build at the time. At the moment, I'm not certain which archetype from the current selection packs are the most user-friendly to build and learn. But it's probably somewhere between Despia and Sword Soul. Sword Soul was out at this time? Sword Soul was out at this time. Yeah, I think it's Sword Soul, my guy. I think a small hunch, I think it's Sword Soul. That being said, you're probably better off learning the game from the solo gates. First, for 3 reasons. Dual strategy teaches you pretty much everything a new player needs to know about how to play, and gives you a bunch of gems to start off with. Careful how you spend them. A few of the gates actually award you with structure decks that can get you started with the game. Those decks are garbage, my man. Just thought I'd point that out. They're really bad. Gates that teach you how to play their respective archetype, familiarize you with their strategies, and importantly, unlock and temporarily unlock archetypes' secret packs for 1 day upon completion. You'll need that secret pack to reinforce the structure deck you get for some of those gates, if that's the route you want to go. Otherwise, you'll have to craft a super or ultra rare from the archetype in order to unlock the secret pack again. What this guy is getting at, by the way, the solo mode has some pretty interesting decks, but I don't think some of them are. Well, they're more like were meta. I think some of them aren't like that great anymore. Oh shit! Don't be fishing. I'm trying to think of ones that come to mind. There is Danger. Danger is on that list, so you could make a Danger deck from that. Plunder Patrol is on there too. Obviously, they probably weren't out when the game came out, to be fair. But for somebody who's just starting the game now, for example, you probably could get a decent deck from playing solo mode. Assuming you know which one it is. Oh, dude, it's an N64 game. Holy shit. One deck I can recommend to bring it isn't too pricey in terms of super rare and ultra rare would probably be my personal fave, Dragon Maids. Okay, to be fair, I did make a Dragon Maid deck as one of my like return to Yu-Gi-Oh kind of things, because I was like, I want a deck that's like kind of strong, and I looked at Dragon Maids and I was like, they look cute, and then I made Dragon Maids and I was like, oh, they're kind of fucking cracked. Okay. Jesus Christ. I felt a little that was like my first experience of being like, wow, this actually feels very unfair to my opponent, when I can just swap these cards in and out like fucking UAs. Like, that's absurd. That's what I was trying to run. Alright, okay. Numeron. No. No Numeron. Soitsu! Oh, dude, this guy's got the real good cards. I haven't thought about it in a while, but I wonder if there is new support for the fucking Soitsu and Koitsu archetype bullshit. That'd be funny. Wait. True Draco. Oh, there's so many like fucking ultra rares in True Draco though. 10 years. There is a 10-year solo mode as well, which is nothing. Just don't play Brick Eyes. So many people play Brick Eyes. It's I'm sure it's fine if you just get like Jet Dragon and Alternate Eyes Dragon. Like, that's fine, right? Ancient Gear. Who the fuck could be thinking of using Ancient Gears nowadays? Fluffles eye. Sword Souls. I'm just surprised that like there isn't more. I'm still seeing Sword Souls in like most of the ranked matches. I'm like, why aren't people just making? If Sword Souls were, I guess maybe there are missing cards probably. Maybe bricked up. Is that like the opposite of caked up? Alright, well, there's some decks there anyway. Some interesting decks. A novel game mode. Wait, what? Alright, this looks pretty bullshit. Okay. What is this?
New event suggestion. Here's a novel game mode event. Duel of the Gods. Players will now have 50,000 life points. Each player starts with 6 cards. During end phase, resolve all discard effects. Then refill your hand with 6 or discard them until you have 6 cards left. Exodia effect changed. Exodia pieces can't be added to hand, and any additional pieces drawn is shuffled into the deck. Minimum 5 turns to win. Any effect that would have a double life points is now 5,000 life points. This is bullshit, my man. Nobody would play this. This is like playing Smash Brothers and putting the stock up to 99. Yeah?
You wanna see who's gonna die of boredom first? You honestly have a higher chance of decking out than than actually losing all your life points. No, Moby, if that's a reference to something, I don't know what it is. I have no clue. That is terrible. The heck is this shit? My thoughts exactly. Is this Phantom product? All right. Are you drunk?
Oh, you're right. A new duel mode is such a strange concept. It's not like I'm Seto Kaiba, able to throw my own tournament with my own rules. Let's just stick to 2,000 life points and no tributes for summoning. Mate. Lol, I am new. No, I'm not very old. I mean, I remember someone playing Yu-Gi-Oh with dice. Now, straight right. Oh, sorry, how strange, right?
Yu-Gi-Oh with dice? Are you talking about like the fucking guy in the show? I forget his name. The gambler guy?
It means, it's not like I'm struggling riding motorcycles and a duel on a highway.
Nice 5Ds reference, my man. I get it. I have a better idea. There is no more turns. Both players can use cards from their hand, regardless if it's set or not. All cards that uses turns are negated. Pay $5. These are fucking insane game modes. These are so ridiculous. Pay 500 life points for a draw phase. Each player has 5 seconds to respond to a chain. Otherwise, the activation and effect resolves. Once per turn rule is now a 10-second cooldown. Dude, okay, here's the thing. A lot of these game modes are usually like, oh, I want these because it'll stop my opponent from like being a cunt. If you had these, your opponent will be 3 times the cunt they already are. Could you imagine if Snake Eyes didn't have a once per turn effect? What the fuck? 10-second cooldown. What do you want, a fucking MMO Yu-Gi-Oh game? What are you talking about? Clearly not played Yu-Gi-Oh at all. That's yeah. First of all, why do you think it would be fun to play? Oh, sorry. Why do you think that it would be fun to play? Sounds more like a chore to go through the extra step of defeating your enemy 6.5 times without any additional feature to actually justify such a high amount of life points. The justification is the dude actually just wants to play his deck. Mayaneko, he just wants to play his funny cards. He wants the skill. Like, needing to pay life points for doing something. Like, for example, something like Turbo Duels in some 5D video games. Opposite of Caked Up, but for guys only. Oh, okay. It's where they have their, like, those square-shaped cheeks. Like SpongeBob SquarePants. I got you, Mopey. I get it. And any card effect will most likely not be changed. So, so far, cards just either work as intended or they get banned. If Konami don't want to see them in the event, so Exodia would most likely be banned as well for such a mode. I mean, like, you'd have to also increase the deck size if you genuinely wanted to have a 50,000 life point gain match with these, like, stipulations on shuffling cards back into your deck to, like, keep mulliganing mulliganing? Holy shit, the plural for mulligan, alright? Mulliganing cards every end phase? You'd have to have a, like, over 100 card deck. Probably 200 cards. Holy shit, a nuggie. But Jesus Christ.
Why would you play a 2,000, 4,000, or limited to normal or rare cards or XYZ cards? Maybe because the normal format gets stale, and you just want to mix stuff up once in a while. If I had the ability to mod the life points and change certain win conditions and damage caps and literally just make the game yourself, then make a tournament where I give 10,000 gem prize to the top 3 players, split 6,000, 3,000, 1,000, for the first, second, and third place, would you decline to play? I personally can't. Well, I mean, if you're going to put 6,000 gems up for grabs, you know, I would give it a try. All right. At the same time, though, out of how many players, though? If there's like 14,000 players, no, I'm not going to give it a go, all right? You have enough. I'm not going to get top 3. Fucking hell. I personally can't test if such a game mode is fun or not until somebody actually plays it. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be fun. It is not going to be fun, my guy. I got rid of all my cards years and years ago. So how old are you? I thought you said you were new. So I can't really test it myself.
Years and years ago. Sure, mate. Whatever you say. Wall of self-turn kill, probably the only... Yeah. Die as fast as possible. Yeah, that would do it. Just pay all your life points in one go. One burst. I'll summon Ra. I'll go down to 100 life points in one turn.
Honestly then, current Yu-Gi-Oh! Is quite boring. But tell yourselves whatever you like.
This guy is so fucking delusional.
I'll duel my 3 to 5 or so games in gold rank.
Oh, that's probably why.
For my 155 gems each day. And wait for another type of event. After one day of normal and rare, it's already boring, too. Mostly because the rewards stopped at 20k medals. Playing that many duels in a single day is likely to burn out most players anyway.
Events last for like 2 weeks, my guy. You got plenty of time. You don't have to rush. It's alright. What is this? What is this?
Bye-bye. See you later.
Okay, thank you. Like, I was so proud of being in gold rank, though. I too am also proud of being in gold rank. It's wonderful. It's such a high prestige, in fact. Players just wish they could be in gold rank. Anyway, I wouldn't mind having 50,000 health points. Would be cool to try out of event with different life point numbers. Let us have 80k. And no one can OTK or FTK us. That's the other thing too. Like, obviously this guy wants to increase the life points so high to the point where you get to survive a turn. He's obviously upset that he keeps dying in like one turn because his old ass Yu-Gi-Oh cards aren't good enough. Like, he doesn't want to get OTK'd. Just give me like 1,000,000 life points, okay? That's the last one. Okay. Going back. Damn, so many pages of posts. So many posts. Free to play? I mean, it is free to play. What's the problem? So they put microtransactions in the game. What? Yes? Is this a difficult concept? Or how can they profit in this game? Have you seen the gem store, my man? Riz? Riz, have you seen it? Riz? It's a gacha like Duel Links. Don't let the craft system fool you. It's as bad as the card trader in Duel Links. I'm actually surprised this game doesn't have... I mean, it makes sense from a business standpoint. You wouldn't want to trade with other players. That's why I'm looking at that new Pokemon Duel Links game. Because they did say that you can trade cards with other players. And that has me a little interested, alright? Because maybe I only like playing one type of deck, and if I'm just opening packs each day, I would like to trade the cards I'm not going to use, like my grass energy, to my friends, and they can give me their, like, electric energy or some shit. Like, that's kind of nice. I hope that game actually turns out to be, like, somewhat decent. But, you know, it's Pokemon. Anyway.
I'm not to play Duel Links, by the way. So they gotcha, like pay to win. And how to not fall into devil's pit.
When you phrase it like that, I feel like you've fallen into this trap before, mate. I feel like you've accidentally given $1,000 to like your fucking Genshin Impact waifus. Only playing one deck? I mean, I don't actually know what the game is going to be like. The smaller, like, faster version of Pokemon, the Pokemon TCG. Like, I still don't even know how to properly play the fucking TCG. But if it's something to go off of with, like, Duel Links, you'd probably only have half the deck size. So I think, like, what, 20 cards or so in the deck? I think, is Duel Links 20? Or is it, like, 20? Is it 20 to 30? Or sorry, 15 to 30. I forget how many fucking cards you can have in a deck. It's quite small, actually. But no, I'd probably only just make one deck for the time being. Most like the same way you buy cards in real life.
Oh, alright.
Duel Links. Oh, fuck. Hyro. Each king games each month. Selecting the resource. The question is, will be this the same for Master Duel? Oh, this was like well before. Llama?
Take me back 10 years with Yu-Gi-Oh!
Llama, so many people in these forums haven't aged at all. They still think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just the same, even though it's been out for like, you know, 25 years or so. Thank you so much for the resub, though. I really appreciate that.
At Lonely Llama 007, you caught a junk.
You got keys, mate. You got keys. Also, never mind. So I gotta do like a fucking birthday stream coming up soon at some point. I don't know when, if I'll have the time for it. What's gonna happen? Also, level 28 already. Hitting them high levels. Redacted hell. Okay, this guy really doesn't like Duel Links. Jesus. God, the other guy didn't respond. Coming on Saturday? Yeah, I'll be there on Saturday. I should be finished with work by 5 o'clock, so I got time to head over there. OCG cards. Oh, this is before access code. The fuck? So perhaps. She's not sure if she'll be like tired from work or not yet, but hopefully. Overpowered pay-to-win staples. Okay, when you call them pay-to-win staples, all right, are you sure they're actually pay-to-win staples?
At Lonely Llama 007, you
Oh my god, this guy's written a fucking novel. All right.
Overpowered pay-to-win staples have corrupted a fun card game.
I'm sure Called by the Grave really corrupted the game, all right? Like, this is a little like, just the topic is a little extreme, all right? Not going any further than that. I feel like something like Mirror Force, if you're on the receiving end of a Mirror Force, that's pretty toxic, all right? Because then you lose your entire field, okay? If Mirror Force was a pay-to-win game, all right? Or if you have to pay real money to get Mirror Force, and Mirror Force just wipe your opponent's field, probably a little upset at that, all right? But this guy's clearly more upset about things like Ash, all right? Stapling cards. This guy's stapling his cards together. Actually, I just saw the word Ash. So yeah, I don't know if you can call those pay to win. Everybody has access to those cards. You can craft them yourself. It's really not that hard. Like Sov, you get a lot of gems when you start the game pretty quickly. And even now, that event, I've already fucking nearly gotten all the gems from it. That's 3,000 gems. You literally buy like 30 packs. Shit. 30 packs of the master packs, or the fuck you want to call them. The master duel packs. The generic packs that have everything in them. You buy 30 of those. You're gonna have more than enough ultra rares to craft any of the staple cards you want. And the best part about staples is that once you have them, you can put them in every deck. All right, it doesn't matter what your deck is. You just chuck them in there. It's fine. Fills it out. Good stuff. Anyway,
this may not be a problem to the Eastern market, but I know that Western players have been demotivated to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Over the last few years. I think the main issue, if you don't think it's an issue, then there is no need for you to respond. I mean, I'm sure people who don't think it's an issue will still respond anyway. Is the overpowered, staple, and generic cards have flooded the game, making every deck feel closer and closer to being the same. I mean, yeah, that's just because that's the meta. That's what it is. Also, if this is a jab at like, well, actually, I don't know if Snake Eyes are out at this time. If this is a jab at something like Snake Eyes specifically, like, and you're obviously versing Snake Eyes over and over and over again, I don't know if I'd consider the Snake Eyes like engine or whatever like a staple set. I also don't know if I'd consider them pay to win as well. But the thing with staple cards being staples, of course every deck is gonna have the same staples. Go back like to when you were born and you'd see like, oh, everyone's got Swords of Revealing Light.
Everyone's got Messenger of Peace. Everyone's got fucking Mirror Force. Everyone's got like Magical Cylinder. Why do they have these cards? Oh, because they're really good. Everyone's got Raigeki. Everyone's got Harvey's Feather Duster. That's just how it is. It's no different to how it is now. Everybody has Called by the Grave. Everybody's got Ash. Everyone's got Max C. That's just how it is. It's the same. Nothing's changed. I swear to God, nothing's changed. It's just what these cards do is a little bit more like situational. For example, Called by the Grave isn't a fucking board wipe. It's not a Raigeki. And yet it is limited to 2. Raigeki is also limited to 2. It's what Called by the Grave does that makes it very unique and very like useful in the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because so much shit happens in the graveyard. You don't want things to be targeted in the graveyard. You don't want effects to happen in the graveyard. That's your out. That's what stops it from doing things. You need that card. It's important.
Deck archetypes are supposed to do different things, but staple cards can cover designated weaknesses. Designed weaknesses of certain decks. Way too much. That's a good thing, my guy. That's a good thing. Imagine being able to make a deck like Heroes without, again, like there's one hero card in the entire deck that actually performs a negate. And it's a counter trap card, and you have to banish your fucking elemental hero for a turn for it. Like, my brother in Christ, imagine having a hero deck with more than one negate. Holy shit. That'd be wild, actually. Fucking hell. Cards like Baron, Ash, Maxi, etc. were all designed to enable gambling in children due to their rarity and how expensive they are.
But I don't think a child can fucking fathom what Baron actually does.
And how expensive they are. But you absolutely need them in your deck to do anything, thus making your deck half the archetype you like and half generic bland must-have monsters.
I mean, half is a little bit too much, alright? I don't think you want to have half of it to be that. I would say two-thirds your deck that you want and 1/3 like hand traps is fine. Like one third of it being just like your generic, I don't know, Forbidden Goblet, Solemn Judgment, fucking Raigeki shit. Also, you don't really need Maxi. You don't need Ash either. And Baron's only situational for synchro decks. If you're not running a synchro deck, don't put Baron in there. This might just be a hot take. Granted, you probably could just slip Baron in anyway if you got Ash, I guess. If you got Ash, fuck it. Put Baron in. Why not? I guess. Anyway.
Well, I think this is personally down to Konami's greed as a business. They exploit this design and deliberately design cards to be more powerful generics than archetype-specific cards to ensure that they will sell like hotcakes.
I think Kashtiras might want to have a word with you, man.
I feel sorry. I actually feel sorry for a lot of people here because they are victims of a marketing scheme and unfortunately cannot even see it.
Okay, this guy's got some really interesting. I want his copium. Can I have his copium? He's got a lot of it. Can I have I want what he's having, please? I don't see this. That first part anyway. If Kashtiras fucking were broken up into staple cards, like if Shangri-La and Arise Heart were basically staple cards you can put into any deck, I guess when you really boil it down to it, if you think that having the two Kashtiras that can just kind of bring each other out and basically go into Shangri-La, if that's like, I guess you could say that's a staple, but at that point you're running an engine essentially. You're not running like generic staple cards. I don't find the staple cards to be like that distracting from the archetype I'm playing as. I honestly think it kind of helps. Again, with the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh, if you're going second, you need like evenly matched. You need a Raigeki. You need a Lightning Storm. You need something to board wipe your opponent and actually like get to play the game. I feel like if you don't use these cards, again, not specifically Ash, Baron, and Maxi, you don't have to use those. Also, if your deck requires Maxi, you need a new deck. But I don't think your deck should ever require those cards. I think it should require things to even the playing field, especially again, Raigeki being a good, just taking Raigeki for example. I know there are more cards that do this, but just focusing on solely Raigeki. It does feel a bit cheesy, and I know because I've used it a few times, to see your opponent set up an entire board that they carefully constructed, and then just playing one card, and then their entire board is just disintegrated, alright? But, my brother in Christ, you need to get off your fucking high horse, because you need to do that. If you want to stop complaining about these other staple cards that are absolutely busted, you need to actually just clear your opponent's board and play the game normally. Because then they can't come back, then they're fumbling, and they're playing on the rebound, alright? Then it's fun, alright? Assuming your deck isn't like, you know, equally as cancerous and overpowered. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine a fucking deck like Kashtira's or Tearlaments running evenly matched. I feel like that'd be absurd. But at least for decks that have, you know, a lower power scale, it gives them a chance to actually be used. Evenly matched is a good example of that in Raigeki, for example. But anyway, sorry, I can't see it. I'm blind. I'm blinded by the fucking corporate greed.
People who say you could get those cards for free completely miss the point of what
Crafting?
cards like that should not exist in the first place, and have flooded modern Yu-Gi-Oh to the point where power balance is the way it is now.
Okay, I'll be real with you. There definitely is a power imbalance with cards that were made in like 2004 versus cards that were made in like 2023. I will agree with you there. There's a small power imbalance. But no, the cards are free to make. You can make them for free without paying a cent. It is true. You can do it. I've done it. It's fine. Wouldn't be very fun to watch. It'd be so hard to keep up. I'm actually surprised Reigns was even like a thing. Because after, you know, Arc V and like the whole Zark situation, I feel like that was the peak Yu-Gi-Oh era, and then they just made another fucking extra deck type for some reason. I don't know why. And then also, Mopey, the reason why it's so funny is you have to watch your opponent play by the rules, and you never want to see your opponent, or you never want to see your anime protagonist play by the rules in some aspects. It's like, watching GX again, it is interesting to just see like, oh, Jaden just so happens to have exactly the 4 elemental heroes he needs in the order he needs them in order to win this duel. That's extremely absurd and highly unlikely in a 40 card deck, Jaden. That is absurd. But he just so happens to do it every single time in every single duel. Of course, in more modern animes like Vrains, for example, the decks and like, you know, rulings have to be a lot more like strict, and also the card effects can't be like too pushed into one direction. Another example of this is like Jaden's fucking Bubble Man, for example. I keep seeing Bubble Man come out and I'm like, my brother in Christ, that's literally a pot of greed, but in the TCG it's not a pot of greed. It's never like, in order to use Bubble Man's pot of greed effect, you have to top deck Bubble Man, and it's the only card you have. That's the only way. It is so useless. Sorry, Bubble Man, that's just how it is, alright? But like, I like what they're doing, Mopey, instead. There's apparently rumors of this, I don't know if it's true or not. But instead of them making a TCG, instead of them making an anime based on like the card game itself, they're making an anime based on the lore for some of the cards, and that would be interesting to see. Especially if this is just fun if you want to like look it up, but the recent like overarching archetypes, Visas Starfrost and Fallen of Albers, I recommend checking out the lore behind those cards, because they're pretty decent. Fallen of Albers is like this whole adventure anime, and it's really cool. I think I like that one a lot. The Visas Starfrost one's a bit weird. Still a lot going on, like there's still a lot happening. Some guy trying to find the lost fragments of his like broken soul or whatever, but like it seems a little too coincidental, alright? Whereas the whole Dogmatica ritual shit, and like how they turned evil and then one of them got like banished and shit, and then they had to follow the other like tarnished like the other guy around, and he was like that fucking Fallen of Albus stuff was really cool, and I wish I knew about the cards as they were coming out, because I would love to have made a deck about those. They're really cool. Did the 8th gym, Llama. Oh my god, you're almost at the Elite 4. Holy fuck. Have you had any trouble with Poke MMO recently, Llama? Or have you been like pretty smooth sailing since? I imagine you've been doing pretty well. Also,
people who say it's not pay to win are wrong, because you are highly encouraged to pay for these cards, as you need to have 3 of each staple to even play at a basic level of fun. Giving you a freebie one is called a hook in marketing, to encourage you to waste money. Since 1977, Konami's parent greed exploitive business model has sadly ruined what used to be a pretty enjoyable pastime. This is total bullshit, by the way. Also, my man, Sov, that's you? I'd like to point out something. Konami actually kind of knows this. If you looked at the shop page, you may notice there's small bundles, little cheaper alternative bundles of packs, okay? And again, these gems are pretty easy. If you play 3 solo gates, literally 3, you can afford one of them. All right, well, maybe like 3.5, but like you can afford one of those bundles for free. That's without even playing online, my guy. Without even playing online, just think of that. You can get one of the bundles. The bundles are the staple cards. All right, your Infinite Imperm is there, your Nibiru is there, your Solemn Judgment is there, your Effect Veiler is there, all of your stuff is there for cheap, and you also get like 10 bonus packs too, which could contain more of them, who knows? Archie's last battle is annoying. Ooh, Archie, fair enough. Encouraged but not necessary. You don't, like, I mean, you don't really have to spend money on the game. Like, you could just play it on and off. You don't have to be like, you know, going so hard that you need every new card that comes out. You don't have to collect every 14,000 cards in the game, all right? Yes, Llama? Oh my god, this guy replied with the fucking novel. Open Chrome. Chrome? What the fuck is that, like, old-ass fucking fossil thing? Oh, I'll open Chrome. What's up with Chrome? Oh, I've seen Pokerogue. I've seen it. I do want to play that, actually. It's some good shit. I was actually about to show that to you when I saw it the other day. Because the first thing I saw was like, oh, is it just the Pokemon Emerald ROM hack? And it's like, no, it's a totally new thing and it's really good. Good fun. It's very good fun. Well, I haven't played it, but I've seen a couple of runs of it. And it's very good. I like that they made their own rival for it too. Anyway. All card games die though. And usually, money seems to be why. Magic the Gathering, for example, they started doing crossover cards with literally anything. Transformers, Fortnite. Did Magic the Gathering really have a crossover with Fortnite? No fucking way. No fucking way. Lord of the Rings, Street Fighter, Warhammer 40k, Doctor Who, Stranger Things, Assassin's Creed. Holy crap. Papa Shekels, welcome to the stream as well. Complaining about it. Oh my god. They have too much money. Konami just keeps ruining card games. It's absurd. It's been past time, couple months. It's been like about $10. There's no MSRP on them as of 2021, so they are worth whatever the card store says they are now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is about the newest stuff, so you need to keep buying to keep playing, or you might get left behind in the waves of power creep, like this guy who's made the post. Competitive players, however, likely enjoy this more than Magic the Gathering, however, as it is indeed the 1/10 the gameplay loop. Less steps required to win. I mean, that is true. You can essentially win on the first turn if you're lucky. Duel Masters, I think, might have died, and likely got overshadowed by Yu-Gi-Oh! For being similar. That, though, would have pressed them to either charge more, release more stuff you need to buy, or just hope their fans keep them going. Then some Magic the Gathering likes, my buddy who runs a hobby shop, started selling just are not getting enough spotlight to be popular. So they live short runs and either blow up years later or fade away, like Lorcana. I don't know what the heck Lorcana is. I've never heard of that before. I think will be popular with Disney fans, but still will slowly fade away after a few years because they will find more of what they like elsewhere, somewhere else. I've truly invested in a TCG hobby.
I had a friend of mine who was into... Oh my god, I forget the fucking name of the card. It was like something with V. Can I look this up? Hang on.
It's not even that, it's that literally everyone is playing the same dog shit cards. All 7 of my duels I tried in the event were against the same branded, Kashtira, tier, adventure pile. The second you ask the average master duel player to
Card Fight Vanguard, that's what it was.
Come up with an interesting deck. The cavity in their head just says cash tier, and clearly this event brought those people to the forefront. This is straight up the worst event I've ever done. I'm not even going for the gem.
Azurai, in defense of that post, I have seen a lot of cash tiers. I have seen them. Holy fuck. Don't play good ones. There was somebody coping. Oh well, I have to go back for it now. But like on the fucking front page, it's like all they just see is Snake Eyes. It's the only deck they see is just Snake Eyes. It doesn't matter if they're limited to 1. Snake Eyes are still good even limited to 1. It's crazy. Fucking hell. Some form of tier deck. I'm like halfway through Papa Shekels. I'm taking my time with it. But what blew my mind was I saw somebody else who was using a hero deck. Although it wasn't really a hero deck. It was like Kashtiras plus he's got Spirit of Neos in there. I'm like, all right, fair enough. He's got one of the good cards. Game is so much down its own hole, there is no way back. Keep printing new, more busted archetypes. That makes the format worse than the last, because maxing out profiles are more important than making the new player experience better. The competitive players could care less, because they eat every format raw while the casuals are leaving in masses. God, I can't imagine what modern day TCG is actually like though, holy shit. This went by very quickly, goddamn. I've actually encountered a couple of times. I needed to show this replay. I haven't shown it yet. Next time I do Yu-Gi-Oh, I'll show the replay. I like how somebody just blew past their potential to kill me, because like I bricked pretty hard, and instead of killing me, they made access code. Access code was the only card they had, and like that was it. I don't know why they didn't make anything else, but because they had access code, they couldn't use any of their graveyard effects. Because it wasn't a fire monster, I was like, oh, okay. I guess I just win now, thank you. Very absurd. Block Dragon! The guy who was complaining about staples as well, where was it? Yeah. Like, I don't think... there has been staples since the dawn of time, alright? Every deck, every competitive deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Has always had the same staples, regardless. Just because they're good. It doesn't change after like 25 years. It's still the same shit. Well, not obviously not the same cards, but the same staple cards are still going around between decks. Yu-Gi-Oh! Complaint. Yeah, can we just like ban all the broken archetypes, please? And just like, you know, so only our filthy casual decks can actually reign supreme? Oh, come on, please, man. Wait. I feel like I've seen this before. Sorry. I feel like somebody's gonna say Baron. The one to raise. No drops of Phantom Knights. Wait. You mean Dark Ruler and Lava Goblin? Golem? Really? Oh, okay. Is that, like... Is that a deck problem, though, my guy? Wait. Okay. Best decks. I actually saw, what was it? The Duologues fucking video on aliens. I remember pulling some alien cards way back, but I was like, man... Someone must be out there with a really cool alien deck. And I realized like, oh, aliens are actually not that great. They're kind of bad, actually. Like, oh. They got so much support, so much really cool support for reptiles. That's pretty cool. I'm glad they're all reptiles. Oh my god, Azurai. Azurai, I don't know if you saw the other guy complaining about wanting to add a new game mode to the game where people have like 50,000 life points. That's a little too much, alright? 50,000 life points? For a game mode? Nah, man. No. I don't need to be OTK'd 3 times over, alright? 2 tournaments with aliens? Oh my god, Papa. Oh my god. I think the only thing I have to say about aliens though is like, what do A counters do? Because it seems to be that A counters do very different things depending on the monster that's on the field. Sorry, I'm glad to see that people like you do not give up, allowing others to complete annoying missions that are impossible to complete if the opponent gives up too soon. Yeah, I feel like I have seen this before, this whole thread. Interesting. Okay, I thought that was going to be a little more crazy than it was. Literally nothing by themselves. They just exist. They just exist. Wait, what outs? I mean, what's I don't know if a Regeki is considered an out. My favorite out is evenly matched. That's a good out. Oh, sorry, let me show you. I think it was... Yeah, it was this one here. Duel of the Gods. Players will now have 50,000 life points. Hang on, let me just read these fucking, like, absurd requirements. Players will now have 50,000 life points. Each player starts with 6 cards. During the end phase resolve, all discard effects, then refill your hand to 6 or discard them until you have 6 cards left. Exodia effect changed. Exodia pieces can be added to your hand, and any situational piece drawn is shuffled back into the deck. Minimum 5 turns to win. Any effect that would have to have life points is 50,000. Like, what? What? This sounds like somebody who got OTK'd a few times. Just a few times. And he's not happy about it. He just wants to play the game. He wants a game mode where he can just play the game. But a duel like that would be so fucking boring. Holy shit. Turns can go, like, I mean, duels can go on for like quite some time already without having 50,000 life points. You deck out faster than anything else. Sorry, quality of life. Oh, that's okay, that's fair. That's just a standard post. The deceive. Okay. Wait. Oh, I heard about Crooked Cook and all that crap. Right, because it becomes like untouchable essentially. 10 buy event. Fuck. Is there a counterplay to Ash and Maxi? Yeah, cold buy? You know what cold buy is, my guy? Yeah, cold buy the grave? Yeah? Cards? Just any cards. Alright. Ash counter Maxi. I think cold by the grave counters Ash. Maxi, I believe. The way to counter Ash is to bait, or just have a deck that can survive that negation and keep going. Maxi depends on your luck. Personally, just keep going because I don't special summon too much. I mean, fair enough. I just think, like, I wish, this Chaos Gamer, I wish I could tell him, like, just use all of the cancer cards, alright? Because the cancer cards cancel out the other cancer cards. Like, your opponent uses Maxi, you use Ash. They use Cold Buy, you use Cross Out, and it's fine. And all is well in the world, alright? That's just how it is. That's just how it is. sorry, I play Ancient Gears because okay, all right, I'm gonna stop you right there, man. Surely you have hand traps in the Ancient Gear deck, right? I play Ancient Gears because I like how the deck plays, but these two cards are a thorn in my redacted side. Yo. Everyone is playing the same 5 decks at gold 5 or higher, it seems. Man, I want to play the damn game too. Okay. There are cards that exist that let you play the game. There are cards. Literally that. Something I haven't gotten into though is fucking this card. Psyframe Gear Gamma. I haven't gotten it yet because I feel weird. It's a hand trap still, yeah. But I feel like more often than not, I'll draw the normal monster as opposed to drawing the actual effect monster. Gamma's situational. A lot of the decks I've seen, like, after having a match and going to confirm your opponent's deck, I usually see the Frame Gear Gamma. I usually see it. But I don't know if I like it that much. Oh, true, yeah. It's a frustrating experience, I can imagine. Oh, I got you, Zora. I got you. I guess if you can do something with the driver, it should be okay. What do you mean counterplay? And how much do you hate them? Like, yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, all right, how much do you hate them? Is there a counter for counters? Yeah, cross that designator. That's the one that counters the counters. Okay, yeah. There is something I do not understand. Why is Maxi a problem for your Ancient Gear deck? Are you afraid of Nibiru? Like, I am actually... I imagine Ancient Gears don't summon that much, right? I don't think they do. At least not when I used them, like, ages ago. I don't know what they're capable of now, though, however. That is true. I have seen a lot of people use Gravediggers. Every time I see Gravediggers, I just think it's a burn card. But no, it's genuinely a really good trap card. Called by is the fucking tuck on. Who made this post? Chaos Gamer? Did they end up getting the card? Called by? I hope so. With Maxi. Fucking hell. It's like maybe it's a deck issue, I don't know. Maybe it was a homebrew deck. Fair enough, fair enough. Wait a sec. Double dipping? Lava Moth. What the fuck are you talking about? What is this? Every physical Yu-Gi-Oh booster pack has to come with a code for 100+ gems from now on. Oh, like how the Pokemon TCG packs come with that little, like, fucking QR code that you can just redeem the fucking cards you just got. That would be nice. I will admit, that'd be kind of cool. What do these cards do? So, for example, Ash is probably the most infamous one, because as soon as it came out, it was used by everybody across the planet. Ash lets you negate any card that includes the text. I think it's special summoning from your deck, adding something to your hand, or something else. Special summoning from something else. If it can do, basically, if it can bring out a monster or like add something to your hand, you can negate it. And that's really, really, really good. All right. So you just discard it, throw it away, and it's great. And you can live happily and peacefully. Max C is you just throw it into the grave, and whenever your opponent special summons a monster, you draw a card. And given the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh, you can draw like your whole deck. It is possible to draw like 40 cards. It can happen. Called by, basically, it's a quick play spell. Targets a card in the graveyard and banishes it. That card that got banished can't activate its effects for the rest of the until the end of the next turn. So it lasts a while. It persists. Basically, Ash and Maxi, this is just talking about these 3 cards, by the way. Ash and Maxi both have to discard as a cost to activate their effect, meaning they're in the graveyard. Called by, you can immediately chain to that effect and just banish it. to negate the effect. Now, the only downside to that, however, is you can't activate those cards on your opponent's turn because they're still technically negated. So, I mean, it's good, but that also stops you from you using it as well. Unless you somehow chain it to the called by for whatever reason. Dog shit money wise. Yeah, like I think at least in Australian anyway, you're paying upwards to like $7 to $8 for just a normal TCG pack. Which I could spend $7 to $8 on like maybe like 300 gems, 400 gems worth of like cards. I mean, whatever, anyway. Wait, who's this laser? Okay. Wait. It's open from now on. Who is this in response to? The prices aren't that expensive to build a deck, or even several. You're just picky, while the rest of us are smart with our resources. That's very true.
I already have a top Sky Striker deck, and a bunch of other spell cards with my failed back row deck.
Okay.
It's simple, not fair for consumers, both paper Yu-Gi-Oh! And now Master Duel, to pay for both when technology is here. Are you paying for gems, my man? Laser, are you paying for gems in a free-to-play game? And complaining about it? Want to experiment with Injection Fairy Lily? Well, I guess you have to spend real money, like $40. And then your deck... $40? Why are you spending that much for Fairy Injection Lily? You fucking nuts, mate. And then your deck still ends up sucking in ranked. That's why we have the internet, my guy. Countless cards, for some reason, have nostalgia tax attached to them. There is no reason why Lily is a super rare, and most Sky Striker staple cards are rare, for example. All of the powerful generic spell and trap cards are ultra rare, super rare, and are only viable in the retro packs, which can only be unlocked in ranked. And you get like 2 cards, lol. This game is too expensive if you want to go with anything against the current meta right now, on top of potentially crafting an inferior deck. The game is not pay to win, if you did your research, but this game is pay to have fun. The least we could do the least we can ask for is getting free gems and booster packs. The least. Yeah, I'm sure that's the least. Don't experiment with shitty ideas. That's a fair point. That is a fair point. System. Oh, true. Like, yeah, Dev Pro exists for... I don't know if it's called Dev Pro. I think it's called EDO Pro now. And Dueling Nexus as well. They exist for a reason. Like, if you want to try them out, you can try them out. That's okay. It is fair, though. They want us to earn our cards like we do IRL. Nothing truly is free in life. And this is the definition... this is the definitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. Meaning, this is the official simulator. Sorry, but the way things are is fair and very free-to-play friendly. Understandable. Generous. I just wish they had trading, if I'm being honest with you. Like, if I could ask for anything from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, it'd be trading. I mean, it is a trading card game after all. Dropping a dime. I mean, given how easy it is for a new player just to come into the game and get, I don't know, a Snake Eyes deck or a Kashtira deck and just be set for life pretty much, you're good at that level. Like, that's fine. That's all you need. You're set. I like how no matter what happens, people will always complain. If it's too easy, if it's too hard, someone's gonna complain. All right. Missing the TNT siege. Yeah, it's just a card game. Just a card game. That is true, Azurai, which is why I'm curious how the Pokemon game is gonna handle it. Because surely they've thought of the fact that people are going to make multiple accounts to get the free packs per day and then just trade the cards they don't want with their other accounts. Surely they've figured that and have a solution to that, right? Because I imagine they would, right?
It's the Pokemon company after all. They got billions of dollars. Oh my god, why does this keep coming up? It's like spam, and I keep clicking on it. I like this fucking answer though. Fuck's sake. How they don't always win. It's true. Like this guy.
Demand slower rules. The game is unplayable unless you want to play Speed Solitaire. Demand that Konami releases a rule set that slows down the gameplay. Something like 1 special summon from deck, hand, and graveyard per turn limit.
That would be a wild event. I think people would just go back to playing Monarchs if that happened. Like, I shit you not, if that was an event, like straight up an event, or an extreme duel, whatever you want to call it, just play Monarchs. Put double summon in the deck. Fuck it. Same decks over and over again. Like, that's why I was hoping casual was more lenient towards versing people with more creative decks. It's not. That's where people go to practice that are ranked decks without having to, you know, drop in ranking. But I don't know. It's, if you want to actually play the Yu-Gi-Oh simulator game and verse creative decks, have friends. That's that seems to be the easiest way to solve the problem. Just have friends. Tenacity. Okay, somebody else. Okay, but realistically, do the people who are yelling, whining, and complaining all the time that seem like they want to quit after a few bad experiences after playing the game seem like the right investment for the company? Or the ones who adjust and use the rules are constantly playing out the big bucks to stay competitive and are invested for long periods of time? Which group do you seriously think Konami will pay attention to? It's a fair point, Raven. That is a fair point. I wish I had friends. Don't we all, Mopey? Don't we all? If you want this, just play Duel Links. You're looking for Saturday morning Duelist Kingdom rules from more than a decade ago. Oh my god, this response.
Very short-sighted viewpoint. Catering exclusively to an ever-shrinking player base of whales is what kills niche hobbies. To quote myself from a similar discussion,
do I have to have a look at your profile, my man? I will.
The issue is that Yu-Gi-Oh is practically 2 different games. Slower Yu-Gi-Oh from people with an introductory level of knowledge, and Speed Solitaire.
I like the idea of Speed Solitaire.
From those who keep their finger on the pulse of the meta. Proper rules need to be made to allow both groups to exist, instead of throwing them into a single matchmaking pool. It would be a bit ridiculous to have a board game where one player uses checkers and the other gets to play chess pieces. If you're making this comparison to Yu-Gi-Oh, that's like saying somebody's playing Magic and the other person's playing Yu-Gi-Oh. But that's the essence, what we have with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! So creating a separate rule set that caters to fans of the slower gameplay will bring those players back without disrupting players who enjoy the modern format.
Smoking actual coke. I just want to know how limiting the summons to just being like 1 is enough to solve the problem. Like, will that make you happy? Tenacity? Is that what will make you happy? Really? Like, let's hypothetically say Konami makes that game mode, right? Where they have that 1 special summon from the hand, graveyard, or deck. Alright? Just 1. Okay, so your max C at most is going to get you 3 cards. Okay? Let's say that's just what they did one day as an event, or even as like a main thing. Someone who plays that format is then going to optimize it to the shithouse. Alright? With the most... Actually, they're just gonna play Flues. They're just gonna play Flues, alright? Or Yusenjus or something. Like, it's still gonna be as cancerous as it is currently, no matter how many fucking restrictions you put on it. Alright? So, there are deck types that exist that don't special summon like that. What the fuck? The meta would be stunned too, as well. It'd still be like Lockdown. You'd probably be playing against like Mystic Mine and shit. Like, Tenacity, please. They need to be complaining about that. What the fuck? Took a little goat format. Wonderful. Short-sighted. The game's over 20 years old now. Been working great. Setup and such. Mopey, something I just learned the other day, I say the other day, like earlier today, is that when doing a friend lobby, you can change the rule format to be like one of the events. And that it surprises me a little bit because I mean, Catrix and I had a little like limit 1 battle against each other, which was pretty fun actually. That is cool that you can assign them the event things. I like that. Anyway, just play Maxi. Oh god.
A band-aid solution to our fundamental problem. Potaggraved is banned because if it weren't, you would be required to play it in 99% of decks to be competitive.
I mean, it's just a +1, man. It's just good in any deck regardless, not necessarily competitive.
Why is this an acceptable circumstance for cards like Ash Blossom and Maxi?
Because there are cards that counter it. And, I mean, it stops the thing that you're complaining about. Like the problem is Konami has already made the card, alright? So you either use it or you don't, okay? Oh, that's all good, Mopey, that's all good. I'll have to catch you around next time, though. I will... Oh, my god, Mopey! You leave him with a legendary fish, though. That's actually probably the most expensive fish I've seen. Holy shit. What a way to go out, Mopey. Fucking... Look at how much fucking money it is. Jesus. Fucking hell. You got one of the legendary Chaos Emeralds. Fuck. Oh my god. That weighs fuck all. Oh god, whenever this guy claps back, I get a little excited, alright? I'm just curious what he has to say. He's working great for them.
Again?
Short-sighted! This is a weird, like, go-to insult. Calling somebody short-sighted. Do they need glasses? Like, what? Where are you coming off at?
Blizzard once acted like they knew better when fans demanded classic service for World of Warcraft. And when they eventually caved, it was so absurdly successful that they ended up creating an entirely separate ecosystem for the game for Classic and Classic Seasons.
My guy, if they made Classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Like if they... Because I think they've done this before where they have the ban lists for certain eras of Yu-Gi-Oh! If they had like an 04-05 ban list to appeal to the classic casual gamers, alright, you would still complain because you'd get stun blocked. You'd still complain. You wouldn't be able to play the game. It would be arguably probably worse than it is currently. Because you wouldn't have access to cards that would stop that shit.
Blizzard could have said, no, we are not getting Classic. Adapt to the modern game or leave. And they did for a while, but catering to an estranged player base proved to be an incredibly wise choice for them. They didn't have to hold back the current meta of the game to do this. Later expansions for live servers continued as usual. Konami can do the same here, creating 2 player bases that don't need to interact and can have fun within themselves. I mean, what you're asking for is basically any other game Konami has ever made in the entire like history of Yu-Gi-Oh's lifestyle. Or just go play like Tag Force, alright? Go play GX Spirit Caller or something. There are games that exist that cater to your needs, my guy. They just aren't online games. You know, whatever. When was Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever niche? It's been popular all of its life. Credit going to 4Kids. Finger guns, of course. I like that people always bring up the finger guns when referencing Yu-Gi-Oh! TCGs are a nice hobby.
I like that this guy is pretty responsive. He's nice. He's up there with Deathseer right now.
Just because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of those more popular ones doesn't make it a niche hobby. Not a niche hobby.
No, it makes it a popular hobby among people who actually care about TCGs. Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't niche. It's just your hobby. Just like its others' hobbies. But you probably infused it with a niche playstyle. Oh boy.
You can make reductions like that to claim anything isn't niche. Look, Dwarf Fortress isn't a niche game.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Tenacity. It's a little bit of a niche game. It's a little bit of a niche game. Like, I do, like, there's an audience out there that likes RimWorld, and because of that, obviously, like, Dwarf Fortress fans thrive because like that style of game is pretty rampant now.
It's a popular hobby among people who care about hyper-realistic ASCII art simulations colony management games.
This is a popular hobby. I mean, it's a cool game. I think it's pretty fun. I don't know if I'd consider it a popular hobby. I like how he's trying to claim that something isn't niche and then brings out a really niche thing. That's good. Good rebuttal. So basically, you're self-admitting you don't understand what the term niche is and think anything you like is niche. Even if it's popular because you want to feel special. But please, by all means, continue to play your niche hobbies. I'll just be sitting here enjoying my niche games. Oh my god. I like this. Look at special summon limited to 1. The world is saved. Apparently spec. Apparently, that's all it takes. That's all it needs. There's the just play Eldritch. Wait, the author of the thread indicated this? So what, they started playing Eldritch and just had a good time? No way. I refuse to believe that. They must have clapped back, come on. Tenacity, where are you? There he is. The game you're playing ended in like 2006. Did you ever consider that people who enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the way it is?
The game you're playing ended in 2007. Did you ever consider that people who enjoy World of Warcraft like it the way it is? Why do you keep comparing World of Warcraft to Yu-Gi-Oh? This is a very outland. I mean, is World of Warcraft a niche? Another rule set will hurt nobody, improve the experience for both groups of players, and provide another community for Konami to tap into. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Unless there's some ridiculous level boycott, this ain't gonna happen. Konami is just a money laundering front for the Yakuza. That is a stretch. That is a stretch and a half. As well as established, so they don't actually need to sell any products. So they aren't really gonna give a redacted if people are unhappy with their them. What? What do you mean if they're unhappy with their them? What? Look at any number of the franchises they sit on for proof. But it's kind of fun to think we actually matter, don't you think? Tenacity, what the fuck are you talking about? You've lost me when you started talking about the fucking Yakuza. What? No! Is he doing so? Hold on. Did Tenacity say anything else? Oh, wait. What do you expect from a game that has been power crept for 20 years and had no concept of a mana, cost, or card played in card played? This is a good point. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has just been like, you got the card, you use the card. Imagine if Raigeki had a fucking cost to it, like a actual like resource cost. Like, I guess life points are your resource in some cases. Anyway. Not quite true! The 1 summon per turn limit, tribute summoning, was the game's resource system. That died real redacted fast though. There are specific archetypes that throw that out the fucking window, my guy. I'm actually still surprised that they, the normal summon 1 keeps it very grounded. Alright, you can only summon 1 thing. That does keep it on the down low. Most decks ignore that and just special summon. Like you don't even have to use your normal summon if you don't want to. Which being able to special summon unlimited times is actually probably kind of fun because you can keep comboing indefinitely in some cases. Obviously end with your ridiculous end boards. But decks that do require normal summons just say no as well. Like again, Yusenjus are a good example. Yusenjus just normal summon or chain normal summon a whole bunch. Like, is that okay, Tenacity? What was the other one as well? Flu Wonderies? Those chain normal summon as well. Like, are those Tenacity? Are you? I mean, the guy was probably right. He did stop playing in 2006. He probably didn't see these cards come out, but they exist.
that's the end. That's what they start playing. Damn. Okay. What a wild individual. Holy shit. Just play faster. Who hurt you?
Just play faster. Good lord. Seriously, I don't care about combos when redacted is happen. But hurry the hell up, you slow losers.
If the game allows it, I hope people play even slower. Honestly, if I was up against Lazaro Quinn, I'd play as slow as fucking possible, man. I'd take my time with my hero combos, alright? Take my time. 1.5 minute turn timer. I mean, it basically does still have that. Like, I do feel a little disgusting when doing like the entire hero combo because I have no choice but to follow it through all the way to the end. Like, if they don't have any negates, I have to finish the combo, otherwise I lose. So I have to summon like 4,000 different things. Like, just let me summon my shit. The turn timer doesn't go down that fast. Like, it doesn't go down. Well, I know that's because of the whole like animations thing. Because the amount of fusing and link summoning and shit doesn't really play into the timer at all. So it only really takes like about a minute to just do like an in-game minute to do your turn, essentially, as opposed to what it actually feels like for your opponent. I'm sure your opponent is sitting there for like 10 minutes watching me fucking just summon or use Miracle Fusion like 3 or 4 times in a fucking turn, like the kind of shit. Anyway. Solo modes, Dr. Learn it. Wait, hang on. Who said this? Bizarro Quinn. Alright. A brush duel format. I mean, they have dual links. Actually, well, I know they want to kind of separate Duel Links and Master Duel. So I don't think they'd ever like put speed dueling into Master Duel, although that would be kind of weird. Is the pack opening rigged? That seems pretty standard, my guy. Actually, that's also kind of lucky if you got 7 ultra rares. Why are you complaining? Is the pack opening rigged? I've opened 17 packs and gotten 7 ultra rares, and about 13 super rares. And I'm beginning to question if the odds are rigged in my favor. If you know anything, I would be interested to know. Also, why did you open 17 and not 20? That's a bit weird. Absolutely insane odds. That is pretty insane. 6 ultra rares. I think the most I've gotten from a 10 pack is like 3. Like, fuck. Well, that's lucky. Rates, looking at Duel Links to the odds. And they're pretty standard. I'd like, it seems everybody has the same, roughly the same odds with pulling cards. I don't think it's that different for anybody. This guy's talking about heroes. Alright. Alright. What's the problems? The problems with Master Duel. I'll just list these complaints and give some possible solutions. Card values are too high, even for basic cards. I can understand the values for Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, but something like, oh, I'll use Elemental Heroes as an example. Super Rare, Emergency Call, Ultra Rare, Vision Hero Vion, and Ultra Rare for Elemental Hero Stratos. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, man. These are Ultra Rare for a very good reason. Vision Hero Vion is like a 1-card combo. That card's fucking cracked. Stratos for the exact same reason, actually. Probably wouldn't be ultra rare if well, I mean, it's text isn't once per turn though, is also another reason why it's kind of cracked. And if you have a hero lives, this is just a free like 1-card combo. Like, it's absurd what you can do with a hero lives and like Stratos alone. Like, fucking hell, mate. Also, super free emergency call, that's fine. Like, that's not a big deal. If it was ultra rare, I mean, I don't know, that would have a bit of discrepancy, alright? I don't think it's strong enough to be an ultra rare. A Hero Lives definitely should be. Anyway, solution. Take the cards from the actual structure decks and make them either rare or rare to super rare, not ultra rare. People would be more interested in playing the game rather than grinding for a week or so before quitting. Does he mean like the structure decks that you can buy with gems? I'm actually surprised they do have ultra rares in those structure decks though that you could just get for 500 gems. Like that is a fast and easy way to get very specific cards without having to roll the gacha. Ranked match rewards. Penalizing people for surrendering after they at least played the match the best they could before surrendering. You mean they did one turn and then fucking quit? Yeah, I too would like to summon my end board with my Baron, my Dark Phoenix Enforcer, my access code talker, and then my opponent uses fucking evenly matched and I scoop. I should be rewarded for that. Absolutely. What the fuck are you talking about? Solution. Just throw any reward out there, such as rank points or craft points. They would never give you fucking craft points. This would be similar to the action reward score for people who win the match. Okay. Somebody else was saying this too. If you do a whole bunch of like combos and some crazy shit, let's say you play a duel about halfway through, all right, you do your 3000 damage and whatnot, you do all of the crazy shit, but you still know you're going to lose because your opponent regekis your whole board. If you then scoop and surrender, I don't think you get rewarded for what you did in that duel because you surrendered. I think you only get those rewards, like performing your summons and shit like that, if you actually take the death. Which, if you're at that point where your opponent had somehow claimed a victory from the clutches of defeat, why would you surrender? Anyway, the meta. Everyone's playing the same type of decks. Why do people complain about this so much? It's like, man, everybody wants to win. Why? I don't understand. I just don't get it. Why does everybody want to win? What? I mostly see Drytrons, Tri-Brigade, and a few other negate heavy decks. Solution. Limit the amount of searches and summons for all your decks based on, let's say, a public board. That is a fucking hard restriction, my man. What are you talking about? Are you trying to say that if too many people are using meta decks, they should stop using meta decks? How do you police that, my guy? Like, searches and summons for all decks based on, let's say, a public board. Do you mean like the card effects themselves within the archetype? Like if, let's say heroes, for example, because like half the fucking deck just searches for very specific cards. Like, does that mean that my deck, which isn't meta, is considered like, you know, it should be banned in ranked because it searches too much and summons too much? Like, what are you talking about? That doesn't... Who wrote this fucking thing? Sujak? What the fuck are you talking about with this one? I understand that he wants to see more creative decks. I get that. Everybody wants to see more. There's like a million different archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright? Yeah, I want to see somebody use Cloudians. Alright? I will not rest until I see a Cloudian player out there. Alright? But no one's gonna fucking use Cloudians because earlier people want to win. That's how they want to get gems. They want to be king of games. They want to win. You're not gonna use Cloudians and try to fucking win. It just doesn't happen. Anyway, oh god. Have a setting for players choosing to battle against. Current TCG ban list, current OCG ban list. Both usage TCG and OCG applied at the same time. You can't have them both applied at the same time. I hate to break this to you. That'd fuck with a few things. They're very different. The public board changes weekly depending on the amount of players based by tier. It gives more variety. Wait. So you don't want to matchmake by rank, you want to matchmake by deck? Wait. Alright, I'm gonna stop you right there. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about that last one. Oh, nobody responded. Oh, come on, man. Sujak. I should just respond with no. Please, God, no. Problems with Master Duel. Yeah, man. I got you, fam. Wait, what the fuck? What is this exactly? Also, unpopular opinion. Okay, whatever. Anyway. Oh, it's by Merlin. Nothing better than the moment when you finally understand your cards. Oh, okay, this is a legit post. This is for real. Damn, that feel want to run into not a shit post. Damn. Yeah? Yeah, Lex? Someone summoned a 9,000 attack monster. What the actual redacted? And a non-touchable 6,000 attack monster that can attack twice and can't be touched by monster effects. I mean, Banished Dick can put up a 13k Grand Margin up pretty easily. Same as deck that Splash Gotti and Fluffle can pump out a cool 50k under the right conditions. Lots of decks can get those big numbers. Go burr pretty easily. It's not what wins games most of the time. I mean, I'm saying Shining Neo Swingman gets pretty high. You know, upwards to like 8,000, 9,000, and basically wins duels at that point. It's barely even impressive anymore. VTV double. Oh yeah. Regan the other day fucking got his using Utopia double or whatever the fuck. Got his fucking Utopia up to like 16,000. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. It's like super dead already. So much fucking damage. But no, we should have 50,000 life points though. That should be nerfed. What's the point of spells that give you plus attack? If you just have an XYZ effect that could add 9,000 without penalty. It's disgusting. I mean, there is a penalty. It's to negate the attack first. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm pretty sure, Lex, you could have stopped this at any point. Mirror Force, maybe? Wait, what do they say? Touched by monster effects. Mirror Force? Magical Cylinder? Alright. This is the same response to the same thing. Unacceptable. The problem is that their effects are too much. When I played against this guy, I negated one of his monster effects, just for him to summon another and destroy mine. Wowee. Wowee. I played Baron, I negated one monster effect. I should win the duel. I will remove all my attack spells. There's no point in having them anymore. Fuck. What was the plus attack spells you were using, Lex? Were you using like United We Stand? Mage Power, perhaps? What were you using? Wall, I mean, you could have used Wall of Disruption, you know, lower their attack points, and just saying, right? That's why they affected the card. Yeah, just look at Makanko's. Just look at Makanko's, mate. Funny thing, he summoned a zero attack monster that somehow extracted an XYZ effect and became 9,000. So he is both. Sure, whatever you say. Dragaluga number range. I'm assuming that's the one that gets to like 13k attack, pretty consistently. Yugioh can't win too much. Just how it is. My deck is a mid to high tier synchro, which I know is pretty old and considered not the meta. The thing is, I've never seen a deck like that before. I always had a lot of counters to this kind of staff by negating the first card effect and thus ruining opponent's strategy. Has it ever occurred to you that somebody could probably recover from that, and that most decks are built with the recovery in mind if one thing gets negated? But it seems this kind of players have a lot of options in the first place. About what you stated, some of it is correct. I synchro summoned 2 cards on my first turn. Why is there a full stop there? Cards on my first turn that had negates and 3k attack. You mean Baron? You summoned Baron? Is that what you did? Wowee! I summoned Baron and he still killed me. Holy shit. It's a 3k attack and had negates. It fucking... I do love the idea that this person just summoned Baron and passed. What are you doing? What are you doing? Mid-tier synchro deck, by the way. Definitely not Sword Souls. The next turn I was slaughtered by this 9k. Then he played some cards and somehow my attack went from 3k to 0. Was it Link Karibo? It probably was Link Karibo. This same old dusty deck used to get me by platinum very easily is now roughly climbing up. Any counters? Shrink? What are you asking for? Oh, this is for something else. I'm not a returning player, to be exact here. This is my first Yu-Gi-Oh game. Oh, wowee. And you got Baron? I got the fundamentals right and reached somewhat of a decent rank with a normal deck. I made my own. A homebrew deck. Dude, you never see those anymore. Ever. Deathseer would be proud. Long ago, to be honest. Now, I returned with the same deck I used. And the game is getting me confused more and more. The learning curve of this game is something. Definitely something. I will tell you that. It's something, alright. I'm saying the game is 20 years old. There's like tons of little tricks that have been cultivated over the years. Well, my favorite thing is when Konami brings out a new card that doesn't seem that great, but then causes an old card to get banned because of a broken-ass combo that you can do with it. Yeah, that keeps happening. I don't know why they keep doing that. This is true as well. There's a bit of that worth singling out. One should think of a high attack as effectively removal. You can use a battle phase to kill an opponent's monster so that they can no longer use that effect. Also, you shouldn't just shotgun and negate against the first effect that comes up. That was only ever a good idea for full power Drytron Herald, and only because it was able to negate more times than your opponent had cards in your hand. You need to figure out when your opponent is where your opponent is going and save them when they'll do the most damage. If you let them drop a Draglubion and only then negated that effect, you'd have completely ended them. Because I don't know the decks I'm facing, so I rush to negate effects, that's why. You can read the cards. You are given like 3 minutes to read card effects. It's okay. It takes time. You can read. It's possible. I believe. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Start reading more. That's a good response. You should start reading more. Maybe net deck something to help you out, especially as a new player until you get your bearings. This was a hilarious read. I agree. I agree. Skill issue. This might be a little bit of a... I mean, it is actually fundamentally a skill issue if you're not, like, actively engaging with your opponent in any way and just negating the first thing that comes up. Which is why I let, like... ashing basically anything... ashing the first thing you see is not a good idea. Like, you'd want to ash something specifically that bricks their entire combo. That's usually what you'd save your ash for. You don't... Like... The Make K-Trix, for example. You don't ash... his fucking, like, Red Eyes Baby Dragon or whatever. You fucking ash the Red Eyes fusion that he's gonna get. That stops everything. And he can't do shit. Principal. Did Lex ever respond? Lex did not respond. Damn it, Lex. Why? Why does this keep coming up? Why does this keep coming up? Wait, this is the guy from before, but this is a different post. A good idea. Ban Cherry Blossom. Call of the Grave. Call of the Grave. Yeah, I want to ban Call of the Grave too. Or set a limit to 1 per deck. It's easily absurd and not every deck should have should have to field it just to be competitive. In fact, where can I make a complaint to Konami to request this should be considered? I'd appreciate if someone could tell me. Thanks. I don't think anyone's gonna fucking tell you, fat angry bastard. I am so sorry. You are nothing to Konami. Your existence is a speck and they don't care about what you think. That's a good response, dude. That is a nice response. Same goes for you, rocket scientist. Cockroach hands typed this post. Duh. I just have had enough of watching every loser pull this card out of their deck just because they can't handle the heat. Wow, really? And what, you scoop? That probably includes you somewhere down the line. Edit. I'd love to see how you kids would have endured in the days this card didn't exist. It'd be hilarious to watch so many break and cry. This is a good post. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Back in my day, we didn't have Ash Blossom. We had to do it the real way, alright? We didn't have any of these cheesy negates like infinite impermanence. No. We had solemn judgment. You had to pay half your life points to activate that card. Are you aware of how many staple cards are just as cheesy and broken as the ones that currently exist? Like, holy fuck. Mirror Force, though? What if you had 3 copies? What if you just had a whole Mirror Force deck, alright? Like, your whole deck is just nothing but traps. It's just all Mirror Force. Fat angry bastard. What do you have to say against that? Would you just hate if your opponent constantly kept pulling Mirror Force on you over and over and over again? When this card didn't exist, people were playing Effect Veiler Maxi. True, and Ghost Ogre as well. Ghost Ogre was another like fucking hit card. Because basically, I didn't know this about the back in the day, but like Ghost Ogre doesn't negate. It can stop effects depending on what the effect is, but it doesn't negate. Unlike Ash. Ash is probably the better of the two, which is why I've like veered away from using Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is still a good card though. It's just a pop. It means you get to pop a card. It's good stuff. Sorry. The idea that every third deck has to be the same must have cards is a sign of bad design, in my opinion. Whether they are the problem themselves or the ostensible solution to the problem. I like people getting mad about staple cards. Good stuff.
I think you mean Called by the Grave and not Call of the Grave, since is other card. Since is another card. There is actually an argument. Please stop, Lacroix, please.
I just want to read that again because it's funny.
There is actually an argument about Called by the Grave being too good of a card, but I guess it kind of need to exist since we have Maxi.
Yeah, it kind of has to exist because of Ash as well. Did this guy hate Ash? Yeah, like Cold stops Ash. Like what are you talking about? You kind of need that. I hated hand traps at first, but then I found out you actually need those cards if you want to stop combo decks from getting too happy about his 5 monster row with 3 negates. It's hated, but when you first realize why they have been added, you'll be happy about it. I agree with Astrolight. This is 100% true. I originally did not like all the cheesy hand traps, like your infinite imperm and stuff like that. I fucking hated those. I thought they were absolute toxic garbage. But when you start using them, or at least seeing them used in a very like fun and niche way, then it sort of gets a little bit more like interesting. Again, I've said it multiple times, but the reason why I like it is because of that Jaden BR guy. Like, I have never seen heroes perform so like insanely with the meta. Like, it is absurd. But they couldn't do it without cards like Called By and Ash Blossom and stuff. Like, and you know, that being said, pretty much every other deck also needs those cards in order to perform. It really doesn't matter what deck you're running at the end of the day if you have some way to break your opponent's combos and stop their plays. Then you can play whatever the fuck you want. Alright, then you can play anything. Play Cloudians. Fuck it. I want to make a fucking Cloudian deck one day, I swear to God. I'll be the one Cloudian player out there. Anyway, if you remove hand traps like Ash, Infinite, Call by the Grave, or Judgment, you're forced to sit through and, in the end, play against the deck that's got all of its strongest monsters on the field, while you've got nothing to counter it. And then you scoop the game. Of course, then you can argue if hand traps should be limited to 1 per deck or not. Game is best of 1, so of course, some decks that win coin toss will have higher chance of winning than you got if you don't play a deck that counter combo decks on your first turn. Sorry, on your turn. I wonder what Konami actually takes into consideration when, you know, banning certain cards. Massive in general use. Is this the guy that... Hang on, was he the guy that said something random bullshit? Yeah, okay.
With all the somewhat consistently useful hand traps like Ash, Call, Maxi, Effect Veiler, etc., it's kind of like they're band-aids to help people fight against the power creep. They don't always pop off. Your opponent can play around them. They can be dead draws at times, but you can still have to take them. They're like a modern pot of greed in that sense, except instead of gaining a card, you're preventing your opponent from having more card advantage. If those hand traps were banned, limited, the problems that they tried to prevent would just get worse. Thank God we can agree on something here. If we got stronger hand traps that better prevented the whole first turn lock your opponent out from playing the game meta, then those cards would be the new power creep that everyone uses. And they might be used in other situations too. I'd rather they nip the problem in the bud by doing a mass ban on stupidly powerful and consistent cards, or somehow change the game rules to reach the same effect. That way, people wouldn't be required to run the same cards in every deck, and they could be more skillful plays. Define skillful plays for me real fast. Deck variation, and better pacing in the game. Also define that too. But I know this is just naive idealism. Fucking hell. Konami balanced themselves into a corner. The current issues will always persist unless they do something drastic. But they don't need to do anything like that to keep selling power creep cards. I don't know, as a fan of like older cards, it's really hard to like tell somebody to just play the modern meta. Like, it's kind of hard to say that. I will agree though that more modern cards are obviously way stronger than anything that they could make in the past. And if Konami doesn't keep boosting support for older archetypes, fans of those older decks will start to like lose interest. Like, shout out to my Cloudian players out there. All right, I'm sure I'm eagerly waiting Cloudian support just as much as you are. Okay, and I know Konami hasn't forgotten about Cloudians. They exist. They're always in the sky, watching, waiting. But more importantly, a deck like Kashtira's, for example, is absolutely insane just by itself. Not including, like, you know, combo decks with like Scareclaw and shit. Just Kashtira's on its own. Absolutely insane. Cracked even. Having hand traps, it does mitigate them to the point where they're basically like any other deck. Alright, where they just normal summon once and that's it. Or like Nibiru, for example, just board clear and then the game gets to be played normally. I feel like... I don't know, I feel like I've probably said it like 400 times every time I bring up one of these fucking posts. But the current game state that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is in, I like it. I kind of like it. It doesn't feel too crazy. It doesn't feel too, like, outbound. It certainly has its problems, though, with, you know, newer cards coming out. I'm just happy because I can use heroes and actually feel good about myself. And, you know, I like that. But I don't know. The modern pot of greed, though, for hand traps? I mean, everybody is using the same hand traps. If it wasn't the same hand traps, people would be using, again, Mirror Force, Swords of Revealing Light, like Messenger of Peace. Like, Stun also exists, too, as well. Stun also exists. No, please, I need Ash to counter my opponent because I'm going second.
Also true. The game is never always, like, going first. This is why I always pick going second, for consistency's sake. And a lot of the cards are genuinely like good for going second. Like Infinite Imperm being a card that you can use when going second, just to stop your opponent's combo like midway. Or better yet, just waiting until they're done their bullshit And then infinite impermanent is basically a guaranteed forced negate on something, anything. So you can actually play your game. Ash is not a problem. Most decks with a halfway decent hand can play through at least one negate. That is true. If Ash is a problem for your decks, you need a new deck. I don't want to say this, but this is true. I don't want to have to say it, but yeah. Because most modern Yu-Gi-Oh decks have at least like when you draw your first hand, it usually should have like maybe 2 to 3 starters and the rest are hand traps to let you play your 2 to 3 starters. That way, if one of those starters gets fucked, you can at least finish your combo, preferably. Ash and Cold Buy is what helps make Yu-Gi-Oh even playable, especially if you're going second. Now, what deck are you using to make you think they should go? This is a good response, Hunter. I agree with that. Definitely lived up to your name. Papa Smith. What's up, people? What's wrong with that? Oh, I'm not familiar with Effect Veiler, but Max C isn't really that bad. Are you saying Max C isn't really that bad because your Max C always resolves? Is that why you're saying it's not bad? Because it's pretty fucking bad. Alright, Max C is pretty disgusting. It's a draw card, and unless you have a deck that summons spams, then it's a really basic trivial card. But I don't run summon spam decks, so that really isn't my problem. So you're okay with Max C because you get to use Max C, is what you're saying. Fat bastard, do you see what's the word I'm looking for? It's not contraception. Contradiction, that's the word. In your statement here by wanting to get rid of Ash Blossom instead. Like, Ash Blossom is what stops you from drawing a million gazillion cards with your Max C. Fat bastard, please. Because Effect Veiler can potentially end up as discard fodder, or just wasted. Effect Veiler only works during your opponent's main phase and can target negate one monster by discarding her. Her? Her? I know it looks like Hatsune Miku, but hold on, her? There's actually a response on Google for Effect Veiler gender, hold on. Oh damn, I didn't know Exodia was female. Didn't know that. Thanks for leading me down this new rabbit hole. Hang on, people are ranting about it now. Hold on. This has become a new thing. What the fuck is this shit? You guys making a fucking email to Konami? Hang on. I need to actually look up the fucking image for Effect Veiler now, because I swear to God. Gotta inspect these cards now. That is the tiniest fucking image I could have ever fucking seen. Are we sure about this? Are we sure about this? I haven't watched 5Ds, so I don't know if this is true or not. The card in question, in case, you know, you're new to Yu-Gi-Oh! And you're possibly a Yu-Gi Boomer. Here. I mean... Sure? Oh, I guess the shoes, maybe. I don't know. Could go either way, honestly. Could go either way. I'm just not feeling it, you know? But sure, her. Fine. Either way. If you draw her during your turn, she does nothing. She's also a single negate. So unless you actively hold her to hit a really important thing, you go -1. Nothing happens. And even then, I got ways to protect that really important thing. Say, change something that either makes my card immune, example being Sky Striker Mecha. Oh, there's actually, speaking of Effect Veiler, during that, oh, it wasn't during the event, because you only have one. It was during the ranked thing. There was a duel I had with somebody. I forgot what they were using. But, I again, like usual, I bricked. But, I finally had a chance to actually play the game because I drew Ferris, and I was like, oh, here we go. I can finally do something. Summon Ferris, and they use Effect Veiler. I'm like, no, called by, please. They use Effect Veiler again. I'm like, no, please, called by again. Fucking swear to God. 2 Effect Veilers and 2 called bys back to back. Absurd. I just want to get Ferris to go through, please. But no, we should ban called by. I agree. Totally. Just mean the card immune, Skystriper, Mecha, Eagle Booster, or remove the card from the field completely. Say Dragon Maid Tidying, or just flip it face down with Book of Moon. None of the above mentioned options even interact with your Effect Veiler. Now look at Max C. You can drop it in the draw phase, so unless I have a Speed Spell 2 negate available, there's nothing I can do. If I skip my turn to not give you any draws, you went -1 to skip my turn. If, however, I built a board, you're now drawing cards. And assuming a competent deck, you're going plus. And there's 3 types of cards you could draw. Extenders, making it so you can play through anything I can set up. Hand traps, making it so you can have even more disruption to stop me from building that board. Board breakers, making it so whatever board I make, I'll die. Azurai, welcome back as well. Usually a combination of 3. Oh, fucking Christ. There's no way Maxi will backfire unless you play against Flu. As every other deck, even the set 5 and pass will special summon at least once. One deck where Maxi does nothing, it has no counterplay, as you can't play around it. Once it's activated, that's it. You're guaranteed to get at least 1 card draw or your opponent skips their turn. Or both, if you chain it to something that will special summon. Cool thing? No. Either negate it on activation, or at bare minimum, it replaces itself. Even when you shotgun it, you're only going -1 if your opponent skips their turn. And don't know about you, but discard this card, skip your opponent's turn, looks pretty good to me. Azora, if you're wondering what people are arguing about now, should we ban Cherry Blossom and Called by the Grave? Now, Fat Angry Bastard here, alright, great name. He wants to get rid of these cards because he doesn't like them. But Max C ain't that bad. He likes Max C. Big fan of Max C. It's alright, it's because he doesn't want his Max C to get negated. He wants his Max C to go through. That's why he wants to get rid of those cards. Max C ain't that bad, bro. Trust me, mate. Max C's really good, mate. It just lets me draw cards. Yeah, dude. I'll believe you. I'll believe. Also, we had an interesting discussion on Effect Veiler's gender. I actually don't know what Effect Veiler's gender is, actually. My guess is male, alright? I'm in the ballpark for it being male. I would assume male based on my eyes. I have not seen the anime. I can't tell you. It's female? Are you sure, Azurai? It could go either way. It could go... There's certain features of the card. Oh, in the anime. Okay. Dude, does Google have, like, any anime screenshots of Effect Veiler, preferably? Okay, I'm not looking for body pillows. All right, I'm just looking. Okay, here's an anime shot. Okay, fucking. Why is it so small? That's not an anime shot. That's just a drawing that somebody did. Okay, I believe you. I believe you. Since 2011. All right, fair enough. I mean, the first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh, it's Hatsune Miku. It's got the hair. Holy shit." Anyway, I'd rather see Ash banned. I would actually personally rather see Ash banned, but kind of need Ash. 6 Samurais. Did Fat Bastard ever respond? Fat Bastard did not respond. Fat Bastard, why? Why? No duplicates in rank. Mantis who praise. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Thank you for the raid. I hope your impossible lair went well. We got Black Boss. Ganna Dose as well. Welcome to the stream. Crispy Quackers. How's it going? Hope you guys enjoyed. We're currently learning about Yugioh and how certain cards should be banned because they outweigh the meta, and then people crying about it. It is hilarious. But I don't know what it is about people not wanting duplicate decks. Like, I understand that playing ranked, you're going to run into the same deck because that's the meta. That's what it is. Everyone uses those decks because they want to win. Like, my goodness. Crying over a game. They will always whinge. What's funny about it is the supposed fixes that people say. Like, yeah, just ban special summons. Yeah, and? Will that help? I don't think it will. I think that'll just make it worse. Fix the chain effects. Format. Wait, this guy's not complaining about being able to chain something to negate something, is he?
Well, I'm getting really tired of chains negating card effects. When they...
Okay, what the fuck is ETB or ETG?
Well, this game has so many issues that no one is addressing. The forbidden list, card effects not working when they're supposed to, and the problem listed above. Jeez. Also, can we get a casual format? I want to enjoy this game, not people one-turn winning all the time.
That's all good, Mantis. That's all good. But thanks for the raid, though. I do appreciate that, and no problem. I still plan on doing a little bit of ukulele. I probably won't finish World 3, but I want to at least make some progress in it before the end of the stream, at least. So I won't be reading this too much longer. It's so long, guys. It's a big game, Zerai. So much to explore, so much to see and do, and pirate treasure to uncover. Now that I know the location of every single one of those. Totally legitimately, of course. Also, one of the big things about Nick, I feel like I would like to fight Night Raven because he probably would really dislike Forbidden Goblet, just inherently due to its effect. If he summons Baron, I activate literally anything, and then Forbidden Goblet the negate. Like, he's gonna have an aneurysm. Thanks, Mantis. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. No, that's so good, Ganados. I don't actually know what they do. Like, my guess is that they are the stop and swap, like, egg things from Banjo-Kazooie, but I don't think... Why do they exist? I don't know what they're there for. Also, turns out I actually didn't get the one in the first level. I thought I did, but I was in the wrong spot. I haven't gotten that one yet. I'll have to find the second hole. The secret second hole. Now, hear me out. I know this is crazy, but what if, I'm just saying, hypothetically, the cards are working like they're supposed to, and you didn't understand how they worked this whole time. This is funny. A lot of people do complain about, like, random bullshit not working. I will admit, the only, like, ruling error I don't like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the when this card is summoned clause. Because there's a couple, I've ran into a few instances now where when this card is summoned, if that happens part of a chain, you lose it. Like, you can't use the effect. That's all good, Ganados. It is actually pretty late. It's fucking midnight. You guys get some sleep, alright? And you've been up all night. But hope you have some good dreams, though. Anyway, somebody else was complaining about this too. Where their cards just weren't working properly and they just weren't reading it. Oh, right, that was the Deathseer guy with his Pearly deck, his super cool Pearly deck. A first in the chain. They do, which is really odd when you're kind of forced to link to it. Like, let's say you're backed into a corner and you have no choice but to special summon a card, but by special summoning it, you won't be able to get its effect. Stratos, for example. That one instance. Not knowing how to play. Play a different game. Wow. Okay. Who's the guy that made this post? Night Raven. Okay. Did Night Raven ever clap back? Okay, alright. Jesus Christ. Who said that? Whether or not this is a bait post, I can't usually tell. Why is there so much toxicity in the comments? I mean, it isn't extreme, but it still does feel unwarranted. I will agree with you there. The guy probably just couldn't read his cards properly, but I mean, still, this happens like daily, apparently. So I can imagine the clowning. Not everyone wants to play competitive stuff. Some people really are playground Yu-Gi-Oh kinds of people, and that should be fine. This game doesn't exactly make it as easy to jump into casual decks as it is to go into ranked. I mean, there's literally one game mode. Ranked. That's it. Reading is hard. All right, one more for the road, and then I'm done. Wait, what is this? Oh my god. Okay, all right. All right. Chaos Bahamut, please enlighten me. Some venting that I must do. As the discussion title would state, I got some venting regarding this game that I have to do. None of which involves the usual turns are taking too long, mostly. Or this archetype needs to be banned stuff. 1. If your internet is crap, don't play the game. You're wasting my time. Well, I'm sorry, Bahamut. I live in rural Australia. What the fuck do you want from me? What? Well, I'm sorry, your time is so precious that I have to load into the game. My Christ. Sorry. You're wasting my time unnecessarily, and I will call you obscenities in my head. Hence the mostly after turns are taking too long. Maybe one day is alright. Maybe one day. Who knows? 2. If you alt F4 because you lost the coin toss, you're and redacted. When you say and redacted, I'm assuming this is asshole? It's asshole. Okay. I got that one, mate. I got that one. Also, Chaos Bahamut, you sound like the kind of guy, based on this other post over here, if you're versing somebody who has a shit internet, you sound like somebody who alt F4. Just because of that. You got places to be, Chaos. You got places to be. If you instantly surrender at the start of a duel via either a script or manually, you're and redacted. I don't care what your reasoning is. I'm trying to play a game here, and you're wasting my time. Dude really values his time. This is insane. No way. About vent number 1. You have to remember that this game is cross-platform. Typically, if you see someone with a bad connection, I assume they're on another system. Gridora, I agree with this, because one of the things I've noticed a lot is when it hangs on the draw phase of your opponent's turn. I know why that is. That is because the other person's either playing on mobile or something, and they haven't properly loaded into the game yet. Which is usually when you'd see the, like, what's the word? Like low connection in the top right hand corner where they're like faces. But again, usually I'm assuming it's because of mobile is why, because that's just it, I imagine, because mobile. Anyway, you forgot to mention the people who take 3 minutes for a turn only to get countered and easily rage quit. True. Very true. The others who first turn lucky from playing the game, and if you break the lock, that rage quit. Oh, that's another replay I gotta save. I forgot to save this other one. People in the Limit 1 tournament have been quitting just because I summoned Spirit of Neos. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But like, they have a board with like fucking that Kishira, the Visas Starfrost fusion, like the Scareclaw fucking Link monster and shit. Like they've got the good stuff. They got really strong monsters. I put down one Spirit of Neos and they just can't do anything about it. What? Just bad players. The fact that it can't beat a Shrivel battle is just enough. Like, I should just start playing Marshmallow, you know? That's what I need. If I can just run Marshmallow and people just quit, that'd be great. What a Marshmallow deck now. Sorry. The ones who go second, hang on, the others who first turn lucky from playing the game, and then if you break their luck, they'd rage quit. The ones who go second, see what type of deck you run and instantly quit. Guaranteed I'm guilty of doing this because some decks are redacted. And to those running decks, such as Eldritch, please uninstall, you are a meta slave. Okay. That could be attributed to pretty much anything nowadays. I see Snake Eyes, you're a meta slave. Also, who posted this? Chaos. So Ceres, interesting. Interesting. Oh my god, Chaos clapped back. Holy shit. It's been meta for 2 years. I don't know when this shift happened, but I haven't seen Eldritch since I started the game. Even, like, surely there's somebody out there still playing it nowadays, but no, I haven't seen it at all. I guess that's just because the, like, Kashtira and Snake Eyes are just better. So painful somebody prone into my roots. What if they're, like, reading the cards, Master Xanthan? What if they're reading the cards? Maybe they just want to take their time playing Yugioh. What the fuck? Sorry. Typically, it's some bad connection running with the system. That shouldn't have much to do with it, to be honest. Unless, of course, the platform in question has a crap wireless adapter. In which case, maybe use a different platform. Haha. Somebody's playing on mobile? Get a PC, you noob. Please. I have got more time. Jesus Christ. Tyrion Sprite. Oh, right. Bestials. Fuck. I wonder what the game would have been like when Bestials came out. Because, Jesus Christ. Like, Bestials are kind of crazy. Just from, like, an outside perspective. I haven't really, like, had any issue with them, but it's just kind of nuts that you can just target something in the graveyard, banish it. Obviously, it's only for, like, light and dark, specifically. I don't think any of the other Bestials target any other attribute, so... Oh, I see, alright. I see. Interesting, though. Able to sit through my opponent to the moves. And the more combo happy they are, the painful it is. Okay. Oh, I gotcha. Damn, please get like +10 summons per turn. So time consuming and complete redacted. The whole Synchro XYZ Link summon system is so overpowered it's ridiculous. Guy, I'm using heroes, and fusions are equally as cancer. I can fill the whole board with fusions if you want. It takes just as long. Crazy. It's absolutely crazy. They should make it to where they can only do one of these types of summons a turn. Dude, are you joking? Are you joking? Oh, I summoned Utopia, but I gotta wait like a whole turn before I can use rank up magic? Bro. What? Ink is hurt. Oh, damn. People with bad connections just turn off their consoles and PC and leave it turned off until they fix it. If you can't afford good internet, you shouldn't be wasting money on games. What the fuck is this hot take? What the fuck? This can't be real, Jumanji. No. What are you talking about? Special summons, bro. Fucking hell. Silent gamer. Screw you. I insta-surrender at the start of a duel. So I won't rank up to silver because of chance. What? This is so unhinged to the point where I don't think this is real. I don't think this is real. What? This is truly indefensible. Surrendering at the very end of a duel instead of letting it finish. Fuck. I have seen that though. I've seen that because usually I don't know why people do this. It's like one hit away, you get the directed hit. Their board's cleared or whatnot. The duel's been going on for like 12 turns, and then they just surrender anyway. Final vent. If you use a number 86, I hope your internet gets shut down forever. All right. Dust out your XYZ encyclopedia. Hang on. What is number 86? I don't actually know what number 86 is. Oh, let me get this effect veiler porn out of here. Too much effect veiler on my screen now. I feel like whatever it is, I've probably seen number 86. Drag Lubion? Wait, oh no, wait. No, wait, it says it's something different. Hang on. He's talking about the heroic champion. What? I thought this card got banned. What is it? The heroic champion Rahongmyad. The one where if you XYZ someone with 5 cards, you basically win the duel. That shit's banned. I thought it was banned. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about then. This was in 2022. Maybe it was out then. I don't know. I don't know when it actually got banned. Because, like, I have heard how, like, insane this card is. It was legal then? Fuck. Fuck. I only heard about this card recently. It's mainly that fourth part there. Your opponent can't normal special summon monsters. Like, that one's pretty rough. Alright. I will admit, that one's pretty rough. It's fucked. Jesus Christ. There's the usual stuff, indeed. Well, 86 isn't an archetype, so there. I mean, if you're pulling out those, none of the numbers are an archetype then. Unless you play all numbers in your extra deck. Double Jimmy Russell. Oh, Vanity's Emptiness as well. Holy shit, that sounds toxic. Fuck. Surprised I don't see those anymore. I agree with 1 and 2, but I do number 3 a few good games anytime I play, honestly. My deck that I use a 60 card deck until I get done building the other stuff, so I'm building. So I can brick semi-easily. Not as easy as you'd think, but when I do an instant surrender, or if you play some dumb redacted, that I just know my deck won't compete against in plat. If you say you've never surrendered on brick, when you complain about getting your time wasted, you're a redacted liar. Or have the weirdest definition of having time wasted. That's true, he complains about his time a whole lot, but surely he's had matches where he's just been locked down and can't do anything. Like, he sounds like the kind of guy who would quit. The people who surrender on coin toss are a different breed of human. Either they were dropped on their head there as a baby or just missing something. Fuck. But what's funny is people have been complaining about the coin toss. Like, people have been complaining about it. So, like, there are people out there that think that if you win the coin toss, you win the duel. What the fuck? Personally, if I win the coin toss and go second, that's a fucking easy win. Alright, that is an easy win. Oh, I see, Zoe. I see. This is nuts, though. In my defense, I had dealt with multiple... Oh, my opponent doesn't have enough cards in his deck or extra deck for me to get an FTK with DD Dynamite, so I'm auto-surrendering. Dunces when I made this thread. Wait, what? Oh, like his opponent was trying to get an FTK by banishing his extra deck. Okay. Took me a hot minute. I thought he was doing that. We're like, what the fuck? Oh my god. Wow, there's actually one more to this. Yeah, I don't know why they exist. You got the whiner saying, maybe they enjoy the archetype, but there's nothing to redacted enjoy. You draw your hand and you either win that turn or it's over. Same with any other OTK-based decks like Numerion. It's like these people have the attention span of a 5-year-old and think they're not seeing a shiny winner every 2 minutes. The game's not fun. The bots need to be banned though. At least, I have the thought that it's not a human. So there's not a person on the other side thinking this is fun. But damn, they are rampant in plat. Now, we got that new Ignite bot too. Ignite? What Ignite bot are you talking about? I'd love to see an Ignite bot. Are you sure it's a bot? Can't wait for season resets. I can not leave gold this time. Ignite bot. What the fuck are you talking about, mate? Hang on. Okay, about this. You cannot play if you lose the... Wait, hang on. Okay, about this. You cannot play if you lose the coin flip. No hand traps. And they play the redacted, legendary, unimaginably strong god of all Rongos. All gold card Rongos. And you don't even have a meffing kaiju. That probably doesn't even work on him. Like, come on. Oh, so your opponent makes the fucking god card like first turn and then you don't do anything? Okay, understandable. Then Ignite FTK. That is the first I've ever heard of it. Holy shit. Ignite FTK. Fucking hell. Also, I'm so glad I never had to experience the fucking Rongo bullshit. That number 86. I'm kind of glad I didn't have to deal with that. Anyway, I think... Oh,